This month you'll be treated to a series of planet-gazing opportunities, a few other celestial objects, and of course the September equinox. Whether you're new to stargazing or just seeking some of the other interesting astronomical sights, there's plenty to see in the night sky in September. Additionally, September signals a season change, meaning your chances to see the aurora begin to shift hemispheres. It's the perfect time to plan your trip to see the northern lights for those in the northern hemisphere. September 5th marks the lunar occultation of Venus, visible in the South Atlantic Ocean but not over land. Otherwise it's a close approach, just 1 degree 1 minute apart in Virgo. From some parts of the world, the moon will pass in front of Venus, creating a lunar occultation. The moon will be 2 days old. The pair will become visible at around 1852 IST, 11 degrees above your western horizon as dusk fades to darkness. They will then sink towards the horizon, setting 1 hour and 12 minutes after the sun at 1949. On September 6th, Mercury will be at its evening peak. September is a good month for planetary viewing, and the month begins with an opportunity to spot Mercury, the smallest and closest planet to the sun. Since Mercury is so close to the sun, we can only observe it when it reaches its highest, visually furthest from the sun. This occurs cyclically as part of Mercury's 88-day orbit. Sometimes Mercury reaches its peak in the morning, other times in the evening. On the morning of September 6th, you'll be able to see Mercury about 16 degrees above the eastern horizon just before sunrise. This is a great opportunity to spot the smallest planet. September 8th brings Saturn at opposition. On this night, Saturn will reach its opposition position for this year. If you've never seen Saturn's rings or if you are keen to see them again, and who isn't, this is a great night to try. Look for bright Saturn in the constellation Aquarius, and use a telescope, even a smaller one, to try and see the rings from our planetary neighbor. September 9th marks the peak of the Epsilon Perseid meteor shower. September isn't known for meteor showers, and those that do occur can't quite compare to the Perseids of August. Still, any chance to spot them is worth trying. If the skies are clear, you can try to spot the Epsilon Perseids. Despite their name, these meteors are likely not caused by the same comet, 109P/Swift-Tuttle, as the August Perseids. Instead, they appear to radiate from the same point in the sky, which is how meteor showers are named. At their peak, you can expect about 5 meteors per hour, coming from the general area of the constellation Perseus high in the southwest sky. On September 17th, there will be a partial lunar eclipse. While it may feel like ages, it's really only been a few months since the last set of eclipses. How was it only in April that I stood in awe of totality over my house in Northeast Ohio? Anyway, here comes another set, starting with this partial lunar eclipse. The corresponding solar eclipse will take place in October. On this night, look for the moon to turn partially red if you're in North America, South America, Europe, or most of Africa. Be sure to check my guide for viewing this upcoming lunar eclipse, which includes a map and more details on timing. September 18th brings a full moon, sometimes referred to as the harvest moon. The moon will reach full phase at this time of the month and will be visible for much of the night, rising at around dusk and setting at around dawn. The sequence of full moons that fall through the year are sometimes given names according to the months and seasons in which they fall. On September 20th, Neptune will be at opposition. After Saturn reaches opposition earlier in the month, Neptune and the Sun will be on opposite sides of the sky. The Sun will brightly illuminate Neptune, making it a great time to view this distant ice giant. You will need equipment to see Neptune, which is small and far away. Be sure to check my recommended telescopes and binoculars in advance, and use a Starfinder app to locate Neptune in the constellation Pisces. September 22nd marks the September equinox. This year the seasons officially change on this day. The September equinox, also known as the autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere and the vernal equinox in the southern hemisphere, signals the time when Earth experiences roughly equal lengths of day and night. While there is no specific night sky event to observe, it's a cool time to think about Earth's place in the solar system and how we orbit the sun. Learn more about the equinox and how it's marked around the world. On September 23rd, there will be a close approach of the Moon and Jupiter, only 5 degrees 48 minutes apart in Taurus. The Moon and Jupiter will share the same right ascension, with the Moon passing 5 degrees 50 minutes to the north of Jupiter. The Moon will be 20 days old at this time, and the two objects will also make a close approach, technically called an appulse. September 25th sees another close approach, this time between the Moon and Mars, just 4 degrees 52 minutes apart in Jupiter. A long-tailed comet, C/2023 of 3 Sachin-Shan Atlas, is expected to be visible to the naked eye in the northern hemisphere between September 27th and October 2nd, and again from October 12th to 31st. It will be best viewed in late September and early October, with its brightness peaking around early October. The comet will be visible in the east just before sunrise from September 27th to October 2nd, and in the west just after sunset from October 12th to 31st. It could reach a magnitude of -3 around October 12th, making it one of the brightest comets visible in the northern hemisphere in the last 100 years. Enjoy these extra events to spice up your nights of stargazing, and you'll gain a greater appreciation of just how much there is to see out there. Do you have questions or comments about these events in the September 2024 night sky? Let us know in the comments, and for space updates, subscribe to Space Beyond Discovery.